Throughout Mario Kart's history, we've had three different engine classes, 50cc being the slowest and easiest, 150cc being the medium, and 150cc being the fastest and hardest. But in Mario Kart 8, this is where things changed. It had all of these three engine classes like any other Mario Kart game, as well as a brand new and faster one, 200cc. And this is what it looks like to play with it. Now let me tell you something, 150cc was considered the maximum speed limit to race within tracks, and it was already hard and mediocre enough, like it was just right. It was the fullest potential Mario Kart could ever get, but Nintendo said nah, like 200cc is quite just way too fast, especially with the tracks having tight turns and being able to fall off most of the time. It's so chaotic sometimes, there's barely any time to catch up if you don't try to win by playing decently, which is difficult since the tracks ain't made for 200cc. If you think 200cc isn't really that fast, you're a psychopath, like literally. If you think having so much speed to the point you can outrun a blue shell isn't that fast, you need a therapist. I'm not even joking at this point. If you want to win, you need to learn something that you earn with time, the skill. 150cc has never been that difficult to race within Mario Kart, however 200cc is. Speed has always been your friend, but this time it's also your enemy. You need to be in your full conscious state and focus on the game, thinking of when and where your action is going to be executed, because one slight mistake can and will have a big impact on your placement. For example, we always trick off ramps to get a little tiny bit of speed to help us, or get a mini turbo after drifting tightly and long enough. But here's the thing, you need to know how to control your speed. What I mean by this is you, my dear Mario Kart player, have to be a pro by force. You gotta make speed your friend, by knowing when do you need it and when do you not need it. Unlike 150cc, where it's balanced enough to make the game feel really fast yet not make it almost impossible to control with that speed in races. Like, instead of drifting sometimes, hopping would be your best choice since you turn faster. Now, you might think that I hate 200cc and that I think it's almost unplayable, but it's actually the opposite. It feels different from other engine classes, it's fun in a different unique way. We always strived for speed, the more vroom the more likely you win and the more fun, but 200cc makes you have to use the speed you have carefully, and heck, even choosing the perfect combos for it or else you're gonna keep bumping and falling. It makes everything having advantages and disadvantages, the mushroom being the perfect example. In certain sections where there's a place off-road you can use them in, it can be risky to take that path because of how difficult it would be with that kind of speed. 200cc isn't just like any engine class, okay? It forces you to have advantage with your knowledge of the game and how to smoothly race with this kind of speed, and I like it. And also because it's so fast, of course. I have one more thing to say about it. Neo Bowser City or Koopa City or whatever you wanna call it is the worst track for 200cc. If you play online and pick this track in 200cc, you're a monster. You're a cuckoo crazy person. Never do that evil shit. Now subscribe or else.